Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, May 22nd, 2020. I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes. All eligible voters duly registered are urged to exercise their franchise by voting on polling day. The call comes from Supervisor of Elections, Elvin Bailey.
The register of voters for this election consists of the persons who were registered to vote as of March 31st, 2020. This is in accordance with Section 51, subsections 1 and 2 of the National Assembly Elections Act, which indicates that the register should include the last publishable revised monthly list. The date of the poll being June 5th mean that the registrants for March, having passed the public scrutiny and is publishable by between the 15th and 31st of May, are the last set of registrants that will be added to the register and thus become eligible to vote. Put another way, registrants on the annual register, plus those who were registered in December through to March, are eligible to vote.
According to Bailey, some 45,000 persons are on the register to vote in 11 electoral constituencies in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Due to these numbers and based on the requirements for COVID-19, adjustments have had to be made to some of the polling stations. The sites of these stations will be made available soon and will be posted in conspicuous places per district and in newspapers. Please pay attention to ensure that you know where your polling station is. I am encouraged that the public is already examining the register to ensure their names are registered and for where. I urge them to continue to do so. These registers will shortly be displayed in the public domain and at the electoral offices in Charlestown and in Bastia.
Supervisor of Elections, Elvin Bailey. In more local news,
many persons are using terms such as Nevis being COVID-free and question why continue the current public health and social measures.
Chair of the Nevis COVID-19 Task Force, Dr. Judy Nisbet, giving the situation report as of Thursday, May 21st, regarding the novel coronavirus on Nevis.
I have to remind persons we are in the middle of a pandemic. That is, a worldwide outbreak of a new disease that many of us do not have immunity to. So it is much safer to say that we have no active cases at this time and not to say that we are COVID-free. We can have a case tomorrow, we can have a case next week, we can have a case next month. Let us use this time to continue to practice and in turn perfect the behaviors that keep us safe. Behaviors such as social distancing, frequent hand washing, cough and sneeze etiquette, cleaning frequently touched surfaces, and wearing masks correctly at all times when in public spaces.
Dr. Nisbet, the Medical Officer of Health in the Nevis Island Administration, noted that this is not the time to stop taking these measures seriously.
There's expected to be a second wave or even multiple waves. Historically, this is how pandemics have been behaving. And in the second wave, or in the other waves, we are expected to have even more cases than we have had so far. Therefore, let us remain vigilant and continue to prepare for the waves to come.
Meantime, at the May 21st, the Nevis COVID-19 EOC briefing, Chair of the Nevis COVID-19 Task Force, Dr. Judy Nisbet, was presented with a gift from telecommunications company Flow.
As we stand true to our motto, keeping you connected, we want to ensure that we continue to keep you connected and to be able to serve the people of Nevis and St. Kitts by extension as we work to ensure that the curve remains flat and eventually attain the status of a COVID-19 free country. Dr. Nisbet, on behalf of our General Manager Mr. David Lake, directors, management, and staff of Flow, we present to you this new iPhone 11 as a token of our appreciation for the services that you continue to offer. May it serve you now and far beyond this pandemic.
The presentation was made by Joella Queely, Retail Sales Coordinator for Flow. Still to come,
we are not in any way going to enforce any penalty at this stage for those persons who are not able to put their filing together because of the impact on their business activity.
we'll give you the details after this break. Welcome back. The Ministry of Finance and the Nevis Island Administration continues to assess the impact of COVID-19 on the island's economy. Permanent Secretary Colin Doe says the ministry stands committed to working with all businesses to ensure a new approach is adopted as it seeks to revive economic activity post-COVID-19.
The resulting close down of businesses in the latter part of March and early April brought economic activity to a halt. We are happy that business entities have started the process of reopening, even with limited hours, so as to keep some level of economic activity going. Our economy, which is driven by tourism, contributing at least 1/3 of business activity, this sector is one which is hardest hit due to the closure of our borders and the resulting closure of our hotels and restaurants. In addition, our small business sector is also greatly affected, as the revenues of these persons to a large extent were derived either directly or indirectly from the tourism sector.
As noted by the Finance Secretary, the Inland Revenue Department will not enforce any penalties on businesses which do not meet the deadlines for the payment of taxes.
If we look at our tax cycle, the month of June, which will be property tax, that one will be due next month. On a regular monthly basis, we have our VAT, which is value-added tax, which is filed on the 15th of each month. The quarterly return for corporate income tax, that was due in April, but we have provided an extension, and therefore a person who file after that date, we will not penalize them, but we encourage them to file within the time period based on your own situation. And also the unincorporated business tax, which is also due on a quarterly basis. What we have done basically, in considering what has happened, we have been working with the businesses. While we encourage you to file, we are not in any way going to enforce any penalty at this stage for those persons who are not able to put their filing together because of the impact on their business activity.
Meantime, giving an update on behalf of the Nevis Island Administration, Permanent Secretary Colin Doe says steps are being taken within government offices to observe all the health protocols. All efforts are being made to limit person-to-person contact, a means through which infectious diseases are commonly transmitted.
We have also reorganized a number of our operating procedures so as to ensure that there are very little customer-to-staff contact. This has been done through the automation of a number of our manual procedures and in making greater use of online filing for documents. For example, at the Financial Services Department, registered agents now submit all their requests by email. Provision is also made for a drop-off box for the hard copy of documents from these agents. All health protocols are observed when dealing with these hard copies of documents.
Doe was at the time making a presentation at the May 18th Nevis COVID-19 EOC briefing. The following is a notice from the Department of Physical Planning and Environment regarding the Pinnis Beach Park Development and Enhancement Project Environmental Impact Assessment. The Department of Physical Planning and Environment has received the Pinnis Beach Park Development and Enhancement Project Environmental Impact Assessment for Pinnis Estate, St. Thomas's Parish. A copy has been placed at the Nevis Public Library for the period May 21st to June 5th, 2020 for comments, concerns, questions, and suggestions from members of the public. Additional information can be obtained from the Department of Physical Planning and Environment, located upstairs in Nevis Water Department on Main Street, Charlestown, or calling 469-5521, extension 6302, or 2140, or sending an email to nevplan@yahoo.com. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.